Hi there, I'm Charlene Shirk. Welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today in our Jacksonville studio is Grace De La Rosa with Living with Grace. Grace, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, please talk to us about Living with Grace.
Well, Living with Grace is all about mindfulness and the way we talk, the way we think, and the way we do. And I like to incorporate meditation into it, you know. It's a beautiful practice to calm us down, which is what we all need today, and also to connect us back to our spirituality.
And what's the clientele that you're serving?
I'm currently serving all, the general majority, just because everybody needs a little bit of that peace in their lives right now. Focusing more on executives because they're the helpers, and I believe that there's a trickle-down effect. So if we teach the leaders how to calm themselves down and they lead by example, everybody else in the corporation will see that and actually benefit from it. There is an ROI attached to that.
Yeah, that is such a good point, because they really do have a lot in influencing the corporate culture, the vibe of where you work. Gosh, you know, everybody's had a toxic boss at one point, and that's number one reason that you have employee turnover is because of a toxic work environment.
Exactly.
So you've got this great product, if you will. We'll call you're the product and service. The other challenge is, how do you get the word out?
Right. Thank you for that. So you and I met on LinkedIn, and I was very grateful for that. And so LinkedIn has been a very, very significant part of my reaching out. I know that they're there for business. For Facebook, it's a lot of engagement. So I use Facebook and I use Instagram. Twitter is available, but I don't use that very often. I find it very toxic for me.
That's the least graceful place you're going to go, for sure.
And Instagram doesn't give me the platform where I can actually spend time with content for my readers. So I really like Facebook and LinkedIn, where there's actual conversations, if you will, on the platform.
Yeah, based on what you shared, that sounds like right where your demographic is. So let me ask you this, our kind of question of the day, if you will, is what are some of the ways to get more out of a small advertising budget?
Well, one of the things that I find that I've used before is that Facebook ad, you know, the Facebook ads. That's a very small investment that you can start off as a new business. For me, I'm only 3 years old, so I'm having to start from pretty much nothing, you know. And in the business world, you know, you've got to put something in to get something out. So every little bit helps. Right now, it's blood, sweat, and tears for me. You know, I'm at the bottom there doing that, and it's fine. I love that organic way of reaching out to our clientele.
That is the beauty of digital marketing, is that you really can, as long as you're willing to put in the time and the sweat equity, you can get some engagement and some return. At this point in the show, we usually ask, as we start to wrap up, what your best tip is. And one of the things you really do a lot is video. So why don't you leave our viewers with some tips on how you increase your engagement through video?
Oh my gosh, I think that is the wave of the future, actually. With just the words, it's one thing, but to actually interact with the camera and get the word out, people get a feeling, a sense of being there. And you get more message out in a shorter period of time. And you just have to be you. Don't put a script or anything, maybe the first couple times just to get your mind organized. But after that, you know what I like to share? Speak from your heart and share your story. I mean, that's what our message should be.
Authenticity. It's all about getting to know people, their origin story. Well, Grace, thank you so much for joining us today in Digital Champions. All great advice, and I already feel even more peaceful. So if you'd like to learn more about what Grace is doing at Living with Grace, who you can check her out on dailyadbrief.com. Well, I'm Charlene Shirk, your host of Digital Champions. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.